the f is that, dude?
This is life in the big city.
The dog. The dog.
The dog.
Hi, puppy.
The dog.
Oh, Bouncy. Oh, Bouncy. Bless your little bitty heart. Help me.
Oh, Megan.
Oh, Bouncy. Oh. Come on.
Get him.
Oh. Well, I thought God just answered one prayer to let me be okay. He answered both of them. Because this was my second prayer.
Welcome back to the channel. Today we're diving down into the rabbit hole of some of the most disturbing videos that I found in my algorithm. Let's get diving.
This video was taken just moments after a woman found a truck full of children's bodies. This video was originally posted on Facebook back in 2018 and it has been circulating the internet since. This incident took place at a gas station in Michoacan, Mexico, where the lady worked at. Her job was to inspect the semi-trucks that passed through the gas station. And as she was inspecting a particular truck, she noticed that the back door of the truck was left a little open. She then took a look inside the back of the truck and saw something that turned her whole world upside down. She saw hundreds of children's body parts on multiple black bags. I'm talking about pieces of little legs, little arms, and decapitated heads. The lady then started panicking as seen in the beginning of the video. She was trying to let the words out but couldn't due to the distress. The only word she couldn't say was that she wanted to go home and see her kids. Guys, I don't know exactly what happened to the woman afterwards, but many people online claimed that the woman went to the police and told them what happened. And a couple days later, she was found inside a suitcase completely dismembered with a letter that said, "This is what you get for being a snitch." This is a really sad story to talk about.
Whoa, what? She was dismembered in a suitcase? If anyone of you know this clip or story, please let me know.
This is the most unsettling and eerie video you will ever watch. What I'm about to show you is the most realistically colored and stabilized version of Jack Telesio's extremely eerie 9/11 footage. It was taken at the base of the South Tower in the Austin J. Tobin Plaza, and a version of Billy Joel's "She's Always a Woman" is playing in the background. There's something about this video that makes it extremely unsettling, and you will pick up on it very easily. There's just so much chaos and destruction, and somehow it seems peaceful.
what are your thoughts on 9/11? We will do a deep dive on 9/11. Some people believe that it was an orchestrated attack, that was an inside job, or some people believe that it was a legitimate hijacking that occurred. Hmm. Let me know your thoughts.
The girl in that video, 21-year-old Erica Lawson, allegedly sold her own daughter to 6 pedophiles so that they could abuse her. And after this assault was finished, the 17-month-old baby Elena died. Now, this case is absolutely horrific, and it tells the story of someone whose image on social media is completely opposite who they are in real life. So on Erica Lawson's TikTok page, which is still up, she's posted a ton of videos featuring her and her daughter dancing around, seemingly enjoying life. But behind closed doors, Erica was a closeted drug addict. And since details are pretty sparse in this case, and a lot of this is still alleged, this is what we know. At one point in 2023, Erica allegedly sold her daughter to at least 6 men. And when 17-month-old Elena's dead body was discovered, she had been brutalized, beaten, and some people even say she was beaten with a baseball bat. Now, like I said, details in this case are pretty sparse, but from what I could find on news sources, there were 6 DNA samples that were sent off for further analysis. 6 more people, I'm assuming men, that will be charged with this crime. And it's been recently announced that prosecutors are going to be seeking the death penalty against Erica, meaning that if convicted, she could be put to death for this horrific crime. It's absolutely mind-blowing and just disgusting and disturbing that a woman could ever even think about doing this. I mean, allegedly selling your own child to pedophiles to abuse, and then the child dies after this abuse. This is truly one of the most horrific, most disgusting, most disturbing stories I've ever covered. If you guys want to help, head to change.org and help sign this petition, Elena's Law, created by Haley and Haven Lawless. The petition has over 6,000 signatures, and the people who created it are basically asking the legislature in Kentucky to provide harsher sentences for child predators. Something that I 100% agree with, and yeah, I signed the petition. You definitely should too. And I really hope that this despicable woman is punished to the fullest extent of the law.
All right. That was truly disturbing. These pedophiles, man, it's truly horrifying, this story. I'm actually lost for words here. I don't know what to say. 6 men, I mean, would do this to a 17-month-old child. And then a baseball bat, trauma, abuse. All right, this one was absolutely disturbing and horrifying, all at the same time. I mean, what kind of individual do you have to be to sell your child? And then what kind of individual you have to be to do this to a child? A 17-month-old child. I mean, you have to be really sick in your head. Let's keep diving.
Visiting this place could get you killed. This is Pedophile Island, North Fox Island in Michigan. This island has an airstrip built on it by the pedophile owner that he used to fly children in and out of here back in the 1970s. We had a flight set up to get there with people that were local, and they canceled on us 2 days in a row. They even claimed that the runway was going to be too muddy. So instead of giving up, we found someone with a boat and we made our way out there. And guess what? Once we got out to the island, it wasn't muddy at all. Now, this ring was ran by a man named Francis Sheldon. And in these very rooms and cabins, multiple children were assaulted and photographed and videotaped while these assaults were happening. These videos and photos were then sold into pedophile rings all across America. And before Francis Sheldon could be arrested, he took off from this island on his private plane using this very airstrip, and he fled to Amsterdam. He was never arrested. In fact, only one guy was ever arrested connected to this ring, and he served 2 years in prison before getting out and assaulting another child. This pedophile ring is also closely tied to the Oakland County child killings, and we explored all of this in my newest documentary on YouTube.
I really believe that pedophiles should be held to the highest execution in the law for what they do to children. 2 years after all this abuse, that person is released and they repeat the same crime. And keep in mind that a lot of pets who are released repeat the same crime until they're caught.
Do you ever feel violent?
Yes, I do.
What do you feel like doing?
Killing people.
You still feel like killing people?
Yes.
Describe the feeling that you get when you feel like killing people.
Well, last March 11th, I was hallucinating, and I took a razor blade and I cut a man's throat.
Here in the hospital?
Here in the hospital.
Do you think you'd murder me, Joe?
Yes.
That's gruesome, Joe. That's horrible.
Yes, it is.
And you don't blame me if I say I hope you never get out of this place.
I hope I never do either.
It's been in my freezer for 37 years. And I was always told it was like a wedding cake top.
Adam Smith had been living in this apartment, taking care of his mother who passed away from cancer just days ago. He showed us a photograph of a wrap box that was in his freezer. He said his mother kept it inside their freezer for decades and told him to stay away from it. He opened it after she passed away.
There was a pink blanket, baby blanket. And when I reached down and touched it, and I could feel a foot, and I could see the baby's head with hair was still attached to it.
He's distraught thinking about the possibility that that child may have been his sister and what his mother may have done. Preliminary testing led investigators to believe the child was wearing clothes made in the mid to late 1960s and that he was younger than 1 year old when he died. The baby was never legally named, police say.
Instead of White Castle, when I said McDevils, everybody was like, ha ha ha. I said Taco Hill, ha ha ha. White Casket instead of White Castle, ha ha ha. So I went and looked up Popeye's chicken sandwich. Come to find out, they have over 40 ingredients in the Popeye's chicken sandwich. 32 of them were man-made chemicals. And I said, well, let's see what Chick-fil-A has. Well, black people got an emotional attachment to this Chick-fil-A spot. So when I said Chick-fil-A, over 50 chemicals in the chicken sandwich, over 40 of them were man-made chemicals. I said, so hell, this is a dope sandwich. So they really are flipping birds over there. Inside of beef, there were 21 drugs pumped into cows that were harmful to the human body. This was in the 60s. Because these drugs are in the meat, that you become addicted to it. I even was told that breakfast is the most important meal of the day. And they were trying to get you to buy the cereal that they was producing. We find ourselves suffering from illness and sickness unnecessarily. The oldest man in the scriptures named Methuselah, 969. How'd you live to be almost 1,000? He ate one meal, fasted 3 days, and then ate another meal. You eat like that, your body will never have enough toxins to even make you sick. I end up becoming a vegetarian that I feel now at the age of 48 better than I felt at the age of 15. They don't want you to know that they're drugging you, wanting the food not for nutritional value, but because you become addicted. Any foreign substance automatically activates the immune system, which means our bodies, when we eat this kind of food, they are fighting an unnecessary battle. So when the real battles of disease show up, the systems are too worn out by fighting these small battles every day from bad eating that they can't handle a virus when it shows up.
I absolutely agree with this guy. I intermittent fast and I practice intermittent fast for years. And it's absolutely true. The body can heal itself if it's not polluted with toxins and the fast food. I know fast food could be cheaper, but nowadays it's not. I mean, we're screwed all around. Groceries are too expensive. They're, injecting the meat with hormones and making the meat, contaminated. They are poisoning us with the artificial cereals. Did you know that there are some cereals in America that are banned in Europe and other countries because of the chemicals that's put into these foods? Our food is killing us, but it's not our food. It's those who control the food, who are poisoning us for their advantage. All right, let's keep diving. That's the exact interpretation of sheeple come to life. There are so many people that are in these sheep clothings, literally and metaphorically.
It's snails. This is one of the most disgusting foods in the world. Most Americans would never choose to eat it. It's snail soup. But in Japan and South Korea, snail soup is very popular. They even have factories that process it before they start work each day. Employees first put on masks and gloves and sterilize and disinfect their whole body. Here is the processing plant. The workers take the fresh snails out of the warehouse and pour them into a large washing tank. The snails usually carry a lot of dirt and impurities, so the workers will soak and rinse them with water. After the first washing process is completed, workers transfer them to a rolling washing machine. This machine would rotate 3 times to make sure all the impurities are removed. When the cleaning process is complete, the workers will pour the snails into a pot of boiling water and sterilized at a high temperature for 15 minutes. At this point, the snails are ready to eat. But to make it easier for the customer, the workers will use tools to remove the snail's body. The locals say that snail meat is very nutritious. It tastes similar to crab. So would you like to try this snail soup?
So who wants to try snail soup? I know I definitely do not want to.
Why pigs are so disturbing.
After watching this video, I'm never eating pork again. This is something that a lot of the comments echoed on the original TikTok video here that I was tagged in, where this pig can be seen chowing down on this unlucky snake that found its way into the pig pen. Even the baby piglets were getting in on this action, and this was very surprising to people to see a pig consuming meat. But here's the deal. Even though pigs are oftentimes fed grains to fatten them up, they'll eat just about anything. After all, this is where the whole saying, "you eat like a pig" came from. That means you'll eat anything. Now, don't get me wrong, pigs are not going to go out of their way to kill an animal and consume it, but if its body ends up in its pen, it will. And believe it or not, that includes you. There was actually a case involving that specific incident not too long ago, including this lady right here who was a pig farmer. Her name was Susan Monica. 2 workers ended up going missing on her property, and the police were tipped off when they found bones next to the pig pen. So after hearing about this case, it really shouldn't come as a surprise that pigs will consume anything that comes into their pen, including snakes.
So I really like bacon and I love ribs, but after watching this, I think I'm going to beef ribs, or maybe I should go vegetarian after, learning about the toxins in our foods. But even the vegetables are poison. Maybe I'll take a page from that guy that spoke earlier. Fast 3 days, eat 1 meal. Fast 3 days, eat 1 meal. Fast 3 days, eat 1 meal. That would be definitely hard. I'm going to try it.
You guys are awesome! Oh my goodness! So I just recently came out with a brand new...
Less than 2 hours after that video was filmed, the girl on stage in that video would be dead. Her name was Christina Grimmie. She was a famous singer here in America, and she was murdered in 2016. So Christina had been making music and performing all of her life, but her real rise to fame started when she was on the show The Voice. After Christina was on The Voice, the world kind of opened up for her. She made her major label debut, she started going on tours all across the world, and she was a rising star. Sadly though, she attracted the attention of a very disturbed individual who can actually be seen here in footage from her final show, creepily watching Christina perform from the crowd, knowing what he was about to do. That man was 27-year-old Kevin James Loibl. So Christina's performance that evening ended at about 10 p.m. And afterwards, she moved over to a little booth to sign autographs for people who had come to the show. At around 10:24 p.m., Kevin approached Christina. Christina, thinking he was just like every other fan there, opened her arms up to give him a big hug. But that's when Kevin retrieved a Glock pistol from his person and shot her 3 times at point-blank range. After the shots rang out, Christina's brother tackled Kevin to the ground. Yes, sadly, Christina's brother was there working the booth with her that evening. But after a fight, Kevin managed to get himself free. He retrieved his Glock and he took his own life right next to Christina's body. Sadly, Christina had been shot twice in the chest and once in the head. And by 10:59 p.m., not even a full hour after she finished her performance, Christina Grimmie was pronounced dead. Afterwards, Kevin's family left this note for the media. This was all they had to say after the tragedy. But fans, even to this day, remember Christina as an amazing singer and talk about the potential that she had if she hadn't been taken from this world so quickly. If you want to...
No, they don't. Our sergeant said if he's dead, he's
just leave it.
We're just gonna put the light back on him just to confirm.
Okay.
So just put the light back on him.
It's Dwayne Envoy.
It's Jose Dwayne Envoy.
It's extension. What is this?
Jahsch, Jose.
You know him?
Yeah, I mean, I'm a fan of him. I don't know him personally.
Okay.
I just saw it happen. That's it.
Okay. Where were you standing at?
I was standing right here by my car, the van right there.
That's Silver Chrysler.
I was with her over there.
Definitely Parkland is on the Hillsborough, just north of Parkland.
Have him down there. Stay down there.
City of Parkland.
Your primary?
Yeah.
What year's that car? Do you know? It's got it on here. It's a 2017 BMW i8 or i6. Okay.
The guy said you heard like 4 rounds, like almost full auto, like real fast.
Fully auto 22?
That'd be easy to make. But that's what he says. That's what people always say though. But I only found 2 cases, so I don't know where the rest of them are.
That's a relative of his.
Yeah, it's 22 caliber, but he's saying that they were talking about a fully auto.
So they said they pulled the
They
trigger
must have.
4 shots.
Yeah.
What's in the blood?
Nope. Got a cell phone in here. Cell phone's in here.
What about the other?
It's one of the witnesses? Yeah. She was in the car?
She was standing right over there. They wanted me to like pump up.
We can go off.
The camera is shown sitting on the kitchen counter as the youngest daughter sits on the couch in the background watching TV. Suddenly, a voice begins talking over the speaker.
What you watching? Hey, what show is that? I've seen that show before. What's eating ya? Hello?
The girl either doesn't hear the voice or chooses not to respond to it. That's when the dad, Adam, walks in the room, unaware he's being watched. The voice continues, and his head jolts towards the TV. When he realizes it wasn't coming from the TV, he pulls out his phone. That's when he remembers the Ring camera.
Hello? What are you eating? You hungry? What? Powering off. Hello. This is Ring. Who is this? Who is this?
The voice attempts to imitate some sort of robotic Ring text-to-speech voice. However, Adam knows his account's been hacked. He disabled the camera and contacted Ring about the incident. The company responded saying an unidentified phone had logged into the Ring account. They tried to trace it back to a source, but were unable to. They basically told him there was nothing they could do but have him change his password and set up 2-factor authentication for his account. couple in Georgia had installed a home security camera in their bedroom so they could keep an eye on their dog while they were away at work. One night, right after the woman had put the dog in his crate for the night, she heard a cough over the camera's speaker. Laying in bed, she looks over at it and sees the blue light turn on, which indicates someone was watching the live feed. She texts her boyfriend, who was at work, and asks him why he had the feed open. Seconds later, she gets a text back, asking what she was talking about. Just then, a voice comes over the speaker.
Wake up! Hello, Doogie, 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 come here, Doogie! Hello? Excuse me. I can see you in the bed, come on, wake us up.
Shortly after, she took the batteries out of the camera. The couple says they later found out that someone had hacked into their Ring account at least 4 times. They filed a police report, but nothing ever came of it.
So this is not the first time I've heard of Ring cameras being hacked or people's Alexas. Be careful of these Ring cameras and make sure you do use 2-factor authentication. Otherwise, you may be sleeping and someone's watching you while you sleep.
What is amazing, Mom?
Can you see this little pink girl here?
The pink girl?
Mm-hmm. You can't.
No, I can't see the pink girl. Is she Chinese or Oriental? Pardon me?
Chinese or
Chinese?
party toiler. Harder.
They're having a party? What kind of, is it a birthday party with kids? Who's having the birthday party?
Oh, I don't know.
What do you think?
There's one. All Taylor Doyle's.
Taylor's there?
Hmm?
Taylor's there?
Taylor.
Yeah, I thought you said Taylor.
Yes.
And where are they at?
Silly.
You silly? I don't see anything, Mom. I don't see anything. You see him? I don't see anything. Are they making you happy?
Yes.
Yeah? Well, that's good. How many? 4? 4?
Cause time wasn't in our favor. This isn't goodbye. This is you just start bleeding.
So I've heard of these experiences. People who are near on their deathbed, who are very close. They're in between planes here, the spiritual and the natural. Some see death and they see horrific things. And then those who have a good and pure heart, they see angels and loved ones beckoning them to come home, to our true home. What are your thoughts on seeing angels or the Reaper on your deathbed? Alright, we just came through a dark dive into some of the most disturbing videos on TikTok. Now, let's end this segment with some highs. Let's go.
So, what do you think you'll do? How are you going to spend your life?
I'm not sure, but I do know I'm gonna... Mama, take this badge off of me, 'cause I can't use it anymore. It's getting dark, too dark to see. Feel I'm knocking on heaven's door. Knock, knock, knocking on heaven's door. Knock, knock, knocking on heaven's door. Tonight I'm on my knees, yeah. I need to hear some sounds and recognize the pain in me, yeah. I let the melody shine, let it cleanse my mind. I feel free now.
All right, that wraps up another one for the HFC podcast. Thank you again for being here with me today. I want to thank all of you who have been, encouraging me with those awesome comments. I respect you. Y'all are totally dope. Y'all keep me going. I brought some highs because we went through some disturbing things there. It's always a pleasure to hang out with you guys. All right, that wraps up another one for the HFC podcast. Thank you again for being here with me today as we do these deep dives. Until next time, stay safe, stay blessed in these dark, deceptive times. HFC out. Peace.